And action! Welcome back to another episode of Rip Through a Podcast. It is preview round 10. Oh my God, it is flying. You
Bang.
fart and it's already halfway.
Just like that, round 10. I'm getting ready to book my ticket to watch my boys playing the granny already.
And you would off the bat too.
Have I gone too early with that call?
No, I think you should do it early.
Yeah, I've gone early.
Unless they dish up that stink of a fucking performance.
Yeah, but they're not even going yet and they're sitting on top of the ladder. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, so when do they get going? I don't know. But
Exactly.
yeah,
They're
flying,
timing.
mate.
They're flying.
They
So
are 7-1-1.
I am happy.
Now, yes, we are in the same office, but we've moved it over here, and it looks schmick, mate. It looks that good.
We've been busy.
Got to put some shit on the walls.
In particular, you've been busy.
I've been doing my thing, that's for sure.
You love this new setup.
I love it.
You love your ADHD. For everyone, when I lived with Robbo, I'd come home, I'd have a couple of days away somewhere. I'd come home, the whole house is different.
Yeah, I know. That's
And now he's doing that in the office space.
It's ADHD at its peak performance.
But you did make it look better, so I'll give you that.
But it looks great. And
Yeah,
we've got to put a couple of frames on there. Look at all the memorabilia. There's a fucking Best and Fairest trophy. There's a medal medallion there. There's what's it called? That bloke Ashcroft medal and all shit. But we're going to make it look like Mickey Mouse. This is a stream setup and previews. And we've got Calamar Chi next in the sex spot. So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's get stuck into it, mate. As I said before, it's round 10 preview. And this probably week has been bulk talking points.
There's heaps.
Bulk
There's
talking
heaps.
points.
There's heaps.
And I just want to start off with saying something random. Every time, so I've been buying lots of shit. Every time I go to Office Works, I love Office Works. I love everything stationery. I love diaries, books, all that stuff, computer gadgets. You know this.
Yeah,
you know this.
If people don't know, you're a closet nerd.
If you don't know, I love.
But you can't get
gaming
bullied
stuff.
because
I bash them.
you bash most people
their
that
heads
bully
in.
you.
But
So
I don't know.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's because I'm so excited when I'm in there. But every time I get in there, I've got to do an urgent piss.
Oh really?
Like urgent, like it starts hurting. Like I don't know if that's UDI.
Yeah,
it could
you.
be UDI.
It's you getting excited. It's your ADHD. It's you putting all these things through your head. What can I get for the Office Space podcast?
Mate, so that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that is that.
I think it's
But
your toy world.
I walk in there and I'm like, oh man, I got to piss. And then they don't do toilets there, obviously.
Okay.
So I don't know what it is, but you don't have anything like that?
I don't.
Okay. Make me feel like a weirdo, whatever. Fuck yeah.
Nah, I like to get a piss out before the gym, just so I don't have anything when I'm pushing.
You have the toilet at the gym.
I need to be clean, yeah, but no, I don't have that, but yeah, good.
All right, my bad. No, I was only made that up anyway. All right, now, this is a big one. Umpires said they weren't aware, but they 100% were. This is making the waves. Are the umpires lying to us? Is it proven? Because you brought it up to me and I was like, I don't know anything about it because I'm editing and shit, so I don't see much.
Well,
Hodgie brought it up, right?
They got caught out lying.
Ooh.
I don't know if they lie to us, but they got caught out lying.
On Friday afternoon, the Lachie Schultz concussion incident should have seen the game stop. The AFL provided us with a statement to Fox Footy where they said in last night's match, the umpires did not see the injured player, so play continued. The cover-up is always bigger than the crime. So as a result, it has emerged tonight that on audio of that game, the umpires did see that incident. It was quite crystal clear, but they were confused about whether they should have stopped that game. They then told the AFL they did not see the incident when the audio totally contradicted that with clear evidence. The AFL tells me Laura Kane is extremely disappointed by the umpires. The AFL has again reinforced to us tonight that game should have stopped. As you can see there, him staggering to his feet. There were multiple chances there. Laura Kane had said to the Herald Sun only the previous week after the Harrison Jones situation, our umpires will make conservative decisions with stopping the game as a result of concussions. My question to the AFL tonight, is there a chance that those AFL umpires will be stood down? The league could not provide clarification on that. They're still working through it. So quite clearly with the concussion incident, it's something the AFL is so keen to try and get ahead of. This is a disastrous episode.
Was it on purpose or was it like, we didn't really see it?
I think they shit the bed.
Love that.
That's what I think.
What do they do though?
Like
what was it around? Run the people through around. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we seen the Lachie Schultz bump.
Yeah,
right?
But he was trying to tackle, right?
Well, yeah, he was trying to tackle.
So it wasn't a bump.
Yeah, well, he likely got...
He got fucked. He got shit mixed.
Yeah, okay.
Shit mixed.
So, and, the umpires...
And he did the old, reaching for the fucking stars.
Yeah, exactly. He was out. And running off, stumbling and stuff. Why didn't they stop the play? So
they should have. They stop it for fucking cramps and stuff.
Straight away, they got to stop the play, right?
There's 4 umpires on the ground. They can see he's in no man's land.
And they sort of said we weren't really aware of the incident and stuff. And then the vision comes out and they're talking in the mic and they're talking about it
oh no.
So it's not a good look. And they hand out fines for players or the coaches and stuff. This probably needs to be a fine for that umpiring department.
For the 4 on the ground,
I think so.
If the ones who were talking specifically on the mics, fine those dogs.
I think so.
Because they let the play go. So now it makes sense to me because I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, they were taught. They said they didn't know that he was knocked out, but they're talking about having eyes on him, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they've obviously lied.
I just want to say, they have this week for umpiring and this season.
It's been bad.
Yeah,
horrid.
Laura Kane, your department right now.
Who the hell's that?
She's a head department of the umpire. Is a circus.
What the hell?
It is a ravel.
It's been bad. It's very bad.
This is as bad as the game's been in the umpiring department.
So whose fault is it? The umpies? Or is it the who keeps bringing in rules, changing rules, all that kind of stuff? Because this year wasn't a big rule-changing year.
Well, it's their department. They obviously get,
so
coached into what to do.
Players on the Monday go into a team meeting and you cop it if you're doing shit.
Yeah.
Are they being harsh enough on each other then?
I just think they don't know where they stand at the moment.
Because the Cozzy Pickett thing,
that's what I'm talking about. There's that this week. Worst I've ever seen. But there's been a lot this year with the umpires.
Yeah, there has been.
And fans don't know where the game's at with them.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I get angry watching. I stopped caring when the tackling comes out and all that kind of stuff.
We were always coached, don't worry about what the umpires are doing. But right now, everyone's worried about what they're doing because we don't know if they're going to call a free kick. We don't know if they're going to stop the game. They're a circus. They're the biggest show out there at the moment.
Try take a new fan to the game and try and explain the game. He's like, what's that for?
I'd hate to do it.
Know, bro.
I'd hate to do it.
I feel like, do you reckon do you have animosity from when the dissent rule started? Or was it, these guys are doing shit? Or you just being honest like they're doing bad this year?
They're just doing really bad this year.
I felt like they lost a lot of respect for the dissent stuff.
Okay.
Because they weren't, umpires.
That's where the snowball started?
Every code, umpires, refs, they're not liked.
Okay.
You can't change that fact. But when you try and make it about, poor me, or look at me, or don't talk to me that way.
Even worse.
It's like if you go into school when you're younger and you're like, don't bully me because, no, it hurts my feelings. It's like, that guy's a fucking easy target.
So you think that's where the snowball started to happen?
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
I think it got worse.
They're a real absolute circus at the moment.
I don't think they can discipline people more because all the umpires are all because there's not many of them.
They've got to fix it now, or they've just got to ride this season off and go, we need a seriously big review.
Yeah, I love that people are calling it out.
I love it.
Because usually people tread water around that kind of stuff. They're like,
we're allowed to call them out.
But even on the big stations, like Hodgie, I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he said they were lying. Good on you, Hodgie.
Well on Hodgie, one of me.
I love that.
Love that by you, Hodgie.
We can do it.
Yeah, it's shit house. I've got to fix it. This stat, it keeps popping up in my feeds, and it is GWS. They've played 9 games for the season, right?
Yeah.
8 different venues. Is that not ridiculous?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I was going to say another word, but that is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
How are they meant to, and they're doing great, mind you, they're doing pretty good, but how are you meant to find fans?
I don't know.
How are you meant to build fans?
I don't really know.
How is that possible? They've only played one.
Don't really know how they get some consistency at other venues either.
Fags brought this up a lot. If we travel and play on different grounds a lot, we can win everywhere. You can definitely win at home.
Yeah.
And the grand final is not at home.
No.
So that was his theory around it.
That's fine.
But if you're playing 8 different venues in 9 weeks and you're still in the top 8 and doing well,
it's pretty good going.
It's amazing by them. No one's giving them credit for that shit. But on the flip side, what the fuck are they doing playing at so many different venues?
I don't know why their draw's been like that. Because they've got gather round in there as well.
Yeah.
So I guess that throws everyone out.
Other than Port and Adelaide.
Yeah. But
still.
Yeah, that's I don't think even some clubs in a league have half that different venues.
You show me any Victorian teams.
Exactly. I think Collingwood have the next 12 weeks in Melbourne.
They've probably left their state twice, maybe 3 times.
So tell me how that's fair.
And Geelong Cry River when they've got to travel down an hour and a bit down the road.
Yeah, so...
I would love to delve into that more and find out that if they sold games to other states. Because Canberra's their second home.
Yep.
So
they've got 2 in the one...
Yeah, areas.
In the one area sort of thing.
Type of thing. But that's just crazy to me.
It's good going by them to be in the 8.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Because if you play you should only have, if you played 9 games, you should only have 3 or 4 max away games so far. And I don't know about quick math, but that sounds like too many to me.
Yeah. So I mean,
these young players debuting and then going, when are we playing at home?
I would think the most important away venue for interstate teams would be the MCG. So you wouldn't be complaining about playing there because when finals come around and grand final and prelims,
But where are those games usually?
What's that?
Usually Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne. So
1 or 2 maybe away. But at venues,
But 8 different venues is a bit of a joke.
I can't think of it. Give me 8 venues now. Think of it.
I can't. I really can't.
Give me 8 venues. Here we go. 8 venues.
All right, the Gabba, MCG, Marvel, SCG.
How many is that?
That's 4.
Yeah, you're doing the big
Adelaide
ones.
Oval. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Optus,
Yep.
Canberra.
Mm-hmm.
How
many is that?
That's 7.
Yeah, and you haven't even named the shit one.
Nah, GMHBA. There's 8. There's 8.
I'll go a couple more.
but-
You've got Tassie, so you got York Park, whatever it's called up north, and then you got Blunston Arena, and then you have Engie Stadium. You say that?
Yeah, Engie, I think it is, or Engie.
People's first choice.
That's the
one.
Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carrara. That's the Suns.
TIO. Is that?
Yeah,
is
that's fine.
It's still one.
That's fine.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, 8's ridiculous in your first 9
Yeah,
games.
fix that shit. I don't like that. If they sold their own games, then sucked into them. But it's mind-boggling to me. Now, this one was making the airwaves as well. It is visually hard to watch.
I've got my opinions on it.
I've got some. I can explain this because I'm a bit of a hothead on field, so I can explain this. But Harley Reid reacting to fans with about a minute and a bit to go, point down or 2 points down. I don't know the score. How the hell is he trying to get involved with the crowd unless that guy has said some derogatory, horrid anus shit to him?
I think the bloke was just putting the bird up of what I've seen.
You're kidding me.
But I don't know. Like that's
What's your
me.
What's your opinion on him taking his mind off the game when the game's there to be won, and he's just gone, okay, I'm going to give this fan something back?
Well, I seen what his coach said, and he said, you know, if you're paying to go to the footy to, you know, abuse a kid or whatever, but
yeah, fucking check yourself.
Oh, look, it's just the amount of abuse that Harley cops all the time. It's a bit of a joke, really. He's a 20-year-old kid, and
yeah, but the best thing about the best thing Harley Reid can do is now that, you know, people think, oh, we're going to get a reaction out of him,
get under his skin
is not to react anymore.
This is what
and
I'm
it'll
talking
die.
Yeah,
it'll die. It's like sending an embarrassing picture at school that ends up getting out. After a while, if you don't care about it, it just dies.
We just talked about this with the umpires.
Yeah, exactly. It'll go away.
Yeah.
So,
but now he's got that stigma, and everyone's going to go after him.
Well, now this keeps making the media. Everyone sees it.
I try to tell you, don't flip off the crowd like that. Before, don't give in to it.
I know.
And you're like, oh, you used to do it, dickhead. I'm like,
yeah, well, you still did it. You got 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. But I love that shit.
So now people have seen this. You'll get a bunch of piss blokes that will go to the footy each week.
Oh,
they'll get their chance to have a go.
It's making it worse.
And they'll have a go.
Yeah, they'll go 4 quarters.
He has to do a long stint without any interactions to defeat this.
It's a mindset. Because yes, I bite like hell, but you got to wait for your times. Like, think about, okay, I'm going to win this game, and then run over to him and say, suck a dick.
That's it.
Say that kind of stuff. Get in their face. But when the ball's about to be thrown in and it's a game on the line, brother.
Win the game.
Brother.
Hodgie said it beautifully, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Man, West Coast are fucked.
Yeah.
They need some leadership there. I don't know what. It's as bad as I've seen.
Like, if I'm having an interaction in the crowd, I'd imagine Lockie Neal and those boys around the midfield.
Could you imagine Lockie Neal doing this?
Matho, turn around. Like, lock in with a couple of minutes to go.
The only pass I will give a player doing this if it's a racist thing.
Yeah.
Like if it's like fucking.
Yeah, I understand.
He said something like that.
I understand.
Even then, like.
But they need a win. This is an important time of the game. I would be locking in.
I don't know where his head's at.
Locking in
You're
to
about
win.
To get your first win of the year.
Exactly. Do anything you can. Don't worry about the crowd.
If you're winning every game,
get your 4 points, walk back over in that direction, and then give them some lip.
Flop it out and just shake it in their face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good look, man. They got to pull him up.
Yeah. Well, their leadership needs to improve.
Do you reckon they are?
Clearly.
Do you reckon they're scared? Oh,
They're scared.
If we say too much,
there's no doubt they're scared.
Fucking pussies. You know how you build a good culture? Pulling blokes up
and
shit.
They're scared. Don't worry about that.
Mate, I came from the Blues to the Lions with the reputation. I try to change that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Just, I'm going to make sure I'm a hard worker, get the fucking job done, play whatever role, suck whoever's, you know what, get in these, work hard for the team. That's how you change it.
It's not to say you don't have your moments.
Hey,
Everyone has their moments.
The public never changed the perception. Who gives a shit about that? I'm saying like the people around you.
You're not going to be
people around him. He might be different.
You're not going to be perfect every time.
No one is. Toby Green, mate.
Yeah.
Look at him. But he's absolute like superstar of the game, and he does his dumb shit. But he is like, a great player and backs it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got to say. Like, don't have another guy. If I meet him, I'm like, hey, what's up, Harley? But dumb shit, bro. But it's all good. All right, now speaking of the teams in WA,
big news.
What the hell?
Big news time.
How's this get out? And if it does, if it's true or not?
I think it's real.
Luke Jackson wants to go back to the D's.
You know why I think it's real? Because this is the second time it's come around now.
Yes. So it's whether
it's gaining, it's gaining some serious legs.
Why he just wants to get out?
Well, I think he's had enough.
Yeah. Do you reckon it will happen? And if it's not true, Do you think that he should come out straight away and be like, nah, bro, this is not true?
Oh, if you know it's not true, he could have released it in the minute it come out and killed it straight away.
That's why I think these things are real. Because
if that was me and I wanted to stay at my club, I'd say straight away, kill this.
Yeah, I'd be like,
I'll come out.
Statement, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's my manager at? Where's that guy give 5% or
so what do you think? What do you think with this?
I think that if it's true, he's going to go to
he's going back to the D's.
Well, if that's true, he's going to D's. Who do you think's the player that has been linked to want to go back to home?
We know.
Mr. Cozzy Pickett.
Yeah, so who's winning that?
I don't really know too much about Jackson. I know he's a premiership player. He's a utility. He's a one-of-a-kind type ruckman. Can he play forward?
Yes.
We can play forward then. I think he's really good. And I don't know his age. I think he's young as shit. Obviously basketball background, but I feel like they both win.
I'll tell you who's not winning it, and it's Freo.
Cozzy Pickett?
Because
up and going.
At the moment, Sean Darcy, he can't get on the field.
Actually, that's a great point.
Right? So they need a ruck.
Yeah.
They have a small forward who can go in the middle, Shy Bolton.
Yes.
So they're not screaming for Cozzy just yet.
Not yet.
Of course, anyone would love to add Cozzy Pickett. But what Freo need is probably Jackson more than what they need, Cozzy.
What player's harder to find in the rough?
Well, yeah.
A Luke Jackson or a Cozzy Pickett?
A Luke Jackson.
He's harder to find?
Yeah. Because he moves well. He can play forward. He is like a mid-ruck.
Yeah.
So I think my personal opinion is that Freo lose if they let Jackson go.
I feel like they just...
Gorney's not getting any younger.
I don't know the maths
Melbourne
and stuff. I don't know what they traded for him.
We'll have a young ruckman for years to come.
Yeah. Wouldn't they give up a fair bit? Didn't they give up a fair bit for the bloke?
I think so.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Like I said,
it's going to make sense.
They got Shy Bolton. They picked up Dudley, who's another small forward. They're not screaming for small forwards.
They picked up Dudley in the back of like... Okay,
I know, but
we'll get him here.
Obviously, Cozzy's one of the best small forwards going around, but I feel like they lose this trade.
Okay, so Jackson's best is better than Cozzy's best.
No, not saying that.
Just for this
saying
trade.
What Freo needs.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, we should ask our mate. We should call him and ask him.
Yeah.
Should we call him and ask him?
No, he's in Bali.
Is he really the big fat dog?
Yeah. He doesn't care about it.
All right, nice. All right, that's we'll see. Who do you think is going to be the bigger winner of that trade if it does go down? It's all hypothetical, but who gives a shit? Mate, this is cool to see. The ladder from 2024 round 9 to round 9 2025.
Yeah.
Look at this. It is like, to me, I don't know. I'm speechless. I don't know how to put this into words. Like the teams that are in there now and the jump and where the lines were 14th. And they won the bloody thing?
Yeah.
So did that give teams down there a little sniff?
No.
Why? Because they can't score
No, because Lions had a list that was, that should have
been.
They
weren't firing.
They weren't firing. Yeah, okay. So they had to figure something out.
So Sydney's best down there, they can't get up?
I don't think they can do what the Lions did.
Okay.
So the big jumpers are the Lions and the Hawks.
Yeah.
Who both were pivotal last year in the
Look at that.
back
That's unbelievable.
So 16 points each.
And they both made finals. That's crazy.
Yeah, and we know Lions go on to win the granny.
Yeah, from fifth.
So
it's cool to see. So the top 8 currently, the teams that are in there that weren't in there last year. So we got obviously Gold Coast. Hawthorn ended up making finals last year. The Pies were in there last year, but look how we knew that'd be good if they got healthy.
Yeah.
GWS jumped up, and Geelong, they're doing good.
Look at Melbourne.
Actually, Geelong are doing shit. They were second last year.
Look at Melbourne.
And Essendon was third last year?
Yeah, they were humming early.
Damn.
They were humming early.
I don't remember that.
So
Melbourne Demons were 4th.
Yeah.
That's okay. So to me, the big ones are Demons and Essendon. I didn't know they were there.
In terms of, yeah.
Thereabouts. But now, and they didn't even make finals.
So, I mean, as a Brizzy supporter, people talk about they're not going that well or whatever.
Bravo.
We take this any day of the week where we were last year.
They had a stinky draw on the weekend. Otherwise, they'd be
they say
clear.
They're scraping in games and stuff. I just want to touch on it. I listened to Fags' comments.
Yeah.
And
you love press conferences.
I do. And this one hit me pretty hard. I was like, you know what? He's really right with this. And there was one thing that stood out. He said, people expect the Lions to probably be as good as they were in that grand final.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And because they won it and the way they won it,
convincingly won it like that.
You got to remember that they were facing defeat to GWS. They were in an arm wrestle with Geelong.
No, they were down pretty bad by Geelong.
They were 5th on the ladder. They were a beatable team.
They had 9 in a row. How many wins?
Their form was probably the best coming in to the back end of the season.
Yeah.
But their grand final was their perfect game of the year.
They couldn't do that again if they tried.
That was the best game they played. I mean, that's probably the best game I've witnessed in the 8 years.
A complete package.
The best game I've witnessed.
Watching that game, I know you speak to the boys all the time. I reckon when they watch that game, they're just like, we didn't do anything wrong.
No, they didn't.
Like, not one player. Like, okay, maybe a couple goals against in the first quarter or second quarter. But, like, that's always going to happen.
Like,
yeah.
So I think everyone thinks.
Yes, that's a good point.
And it's just not. Like, they're beatable, but look where they're sitting on the ladder.
Yeah.
They're first. So
they will rock up to a game and have a bad game.
Yeah.
But when they do, what we've seen is Collingwood, okay, sweet. But Kangas can beat anyone today. They've pushed a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
So they just rocked up in Tassie, cold as hell, wet footy, not great, and they've drawn.
But I think that's a really important comment to you know.
I didn't think that's Papa Fags, mate.
Because it's the last game. That's what we remember them by. Holding the cup up.
Was that comment post
the Kangas game.
Kangas.
And I really liked it.
Nah, it does.
It's an impressive comment for mine.
All right. What do you think about these boys and their draft picks? My team that's going to be... I'm going to be number one.
You're going to go
I'm going to be number one ticket. What do you mean? Of course
You're ditching Gold Coast.
I'll ditch him in a heartbeat. I would ditch him. If I was playing for any team, if I was playing for the Blues or the Lions when this team came in, you bet your bottom dollar I would have been trying to get traded straight away.
If you did that, I would not be a friend. We wouldn't be doing this right now.
I wouldn't care.
I would have liked you.
I'll be playing for my home state that I'm so passionate about.
I don't reckon you would have left. I would have kept you there.
No, bro. I'm leaving. I'm taking you with me. I'm getting you paid.
No way.
I'm getting you paid and you're playing.
No.
You're starting on board with me, brother. But they have, this is proposed, so it's not locked in or anything.
Yeah.
In 2027, they have pick 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What do they do with those? Obviously you're not drafting freshies, full freshies. Well, you're trading some, right?
Yeah, you have to because you want some experience. I don't really know. Like draft's not my specialty.
No, so neither.
What I would say
We're not
is
recruiters, bro.
You've got maybe a blueprint there. Don't do what the Gold Coast Suns did. Look at what GWS did and do it better.
But you know what they did do? Those two teams, they had so many good players who left.
I know.
So if you check the best 22s from those teams who had left,
yeah, but you never know.
Teams.
You can never tell.
That's what I'm saying. We're not the recruiters, so we don't know this shit. But they would have drafted them for a reason.
GWS have been able to play finals a lot, and they've been to a grand final. So
do what GWS did. Don't do
and do it better.
Yeah,
just do it better. Yeah, and hold on to them.
So I think they might have to do something with the contracts. Like, hey, you're signing 4 years off the bat.
Yeah,
you can't do 2.
Yeah,
that's what I think they should do.
Make them love the club. Make them want to stay there.
I'll go down there and I'll be cooking them dinners and taking them wherever they want.
So I would say don't follow Gold Coast. Yeah. Do what GWS did and do it better.
Yeah. If they those picks are real and they have those, I'm keeping the first 3. 1, 3, and 5 because that's where the best talent is.
Yeah.
7, 9, 11, 13, they could be anyone's.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trading. But if you're a really good player who you need to like get over the line, yeah, get rid of one. Get rid of 3 or 5.
Yeah, but they will get some experience just because it's back end of people's career.
Hell yeah, they will.
People want to change.
Mate, they'll be competitive. I know. I'm going to go down there and do tackling with them and I'll say, hey, we've got to be known for our fucking ferocity and our tackling and getting weeks. I don't care if we win or lose.
What head are you going to use?
Probably, if you're going to use both.
You got to use both heads.
Yeah, no, even your third head.
Yeah, even get the
get the W and get the third head after.
Yeah, get the third head out.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. It's actually getting a little bit exciting. Hopefully it goes through, but whatever.
Yeah, but, that's nice, Rob.
Our mate, we were just talking about a second ago. Our mate, Big Joey. It's our favourite segment. Joe asks, and he wants to know, on the back of the Lions draw on the weekend, what's the feeling like after a draw, Matho, if you've been in one? And should the AFL extend the game with time on, just like the granny? What do you think?
Why do you have to ask this, Joe?
I think it's good because you bring
a good question.
Bringing up soft spot for him because they drew against
filthy
a shit team.
Have
you been in a draw before?
I don't think so. No, I haven't. Have you?
Yeah, I have, and it's numbing. It's like what's the point? It's like we did all this, all that. Yeah, we got 2 points. Sweet. It's like a little pat on the back for rocking up. I feel like time on like the granny because we saw the granny. I keep seeing photos of like all the boys are shattered, and I was speaking to Stephen Milne.
Yeah, Milne Dog,
Big Milne at the game that he played.
The famous bounce.
Yeah, the tip rap. Well, I asked him about that. He's like,
never could have got there.
No way.
I was at the game.
Yeah, he can't. He's like, no, there's no chance. This is bounced the wrong way. But he said to me like it was just. It takes it out of like trying to get up for the next week is you've just given absolutely everything. Now, grannies are different than a game. Let's be honest. I don't know because I haven't played one, but everyone tells me that shit. I feel like there has to be time on because it's boring and it's for a supporter. Like you're like, oh yeah, it makes it really interesting towards the end. oh my God, they could win. Who can kick a goal? But then when it's officially a draw, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That sucks.
This is where I give it to the NRL.
And 2 points is poo.
This is where I give it to the NRL.
The golden point for them.
They do the golden point.
Golden point. You always see it kick off.
And man, when you're watching that, you are intrigued. You are dialed.
And think about the bloody broadcasting rights too. If the game goes longer, more money for them, my guy.
Dude.
So I don't know. I hate draws.
What would it do for the betting?
Oh my God, man. It would fucking do so much.
Blokes could get extra touches and fill out multis.
Everyone be checking out.
Records could get broken, but you got to have the draw situation to happen.
Well, you can break records whenever. So we had the season with COVID. We shortened the shit by
of course.
half.
Of course.
I don't care about records.
No, time on needs to be.
100%.
None of this draws no more.
No, draws are boring.
No
draws
more.
ruin the whole, I just watched 120 minutes plus all the other time. Give me my money back.
Come on, it's probably the easiest rule change they could do.
And it's
out of all of them.
They did it for the granny.
Yeah. Just do it for the whole thing.
Do it for the whole thing. It makes sense.
Simple. Done. Yeah. You've done it for a granny?
Done.
The biggest game of the year? Just do it for the normal regular ones.
Next.
Easy.
All right, let's preview 3. We got Kalachi. He's on his way here from...
Wow.
Preview 3 games. We've got Suns who are 4th versus the Hawks 3rd. Suns have smashed the Hawks in the past 2 outings. Look at this. 109 to 56. So 53 points and 6-7 points. That gives me a lot of confidence going into it.
This is a tester.
This is the last test we had. Final test. So we gave them 3 week span. They had Brisbane, lost. Bulldogs won greatly. They got the Hawks. Yep. They win these 3, or they win 2 out of 3 we gave them.
That's good.
If they
That's
play
a pass.
finals, they can go all the way.
So I'm saying if they beat Hawks here, they're knocking on the door to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, you thinking top 4 still?
I'm thinking top 4 if they can beat the Hawks here.
It's definitely put him in the right.
Sorry, I have belief that they can be a top 4 team.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
Not that it doesn't mean they have to get in, but I believe they could get in.
Top 4 means nothing because you look at the Lions, man. But I feel like they need double chance so they get up there.
Yeah.
But if it's a 3-week thing, they've beaten a very good Bulldogs who are rolling teams. They lost against the Lions and they pumped that up for something that it wasn't, and then they lost that. But the Hawks, this will be a big one. They get that. There's Showtime game.
Well,
Showtime.
There is something for the Hawks in this.
What's that, baby?
They can give the first knockout blow to Gold Coast in Darwin. They can be that team.
Are they back in Darwin?
Yep. 2 weeks in a row.
They're going back to back. They're staying up there, the boys. Going fishing, shooting, doing all the things. Nice. They are primetime Thursday night at TIO. They hold about 10.
Beautiful game.
Not even 10,000 people. It'll be pumping.
Beautiful game to watch.
Rioli, obviously the Hawks. So if you go Darwin, everyone's Hawks fans.
Yeah.
Hawks or Blues, they are pretty much.
Hey, they love the Blues over there.
They love the Blue Baggers. It's ridiculous.
They even loved you.
They love me, mate. I got free feeds everywhere. But that's a big game. And the Suns are paying $1.60 because they haven't never lost up there.
Yeah. So that's going to be a ripper. Can the Hawks do a knockout blow, or do the Suns keep their perfect street as the heavyweight champs of Darwin?
We'll do our tips in a minute. But
we'll do our tips.
All right. The second biggest game we have is the Pies. They are second on the ladder and the Crows are 5th. Crows have jumped back up after a couple of weeks. Last 3 games have been close as hell.
Yeah.
Pies have won all 3 though. But the margins have been 4 points, 2 points, and 1 point.
And some big controversy in those previous games.
Massive.
Huge.
Massive.
The Dawson free kick that should have been paid that wasn't. He was bleeding.
Oh, that sparked a memory just then.
So there's a bit going on.
Yeah, it's a big test for Collingwood's defence. But you were saying, you were trying to get the stats before. We don't have this kind of shit on hand.
No, they're right up there.
Are they the best going around defence-wise?
They're certainly right up there as one of the best defensive teams right now in the competition.
Okay, let me throw it to you. How are they going to handle the big 3?
Well, that's
I've just said Phil Thorpe's like he's
in form.
I've just said he's amazing.
That's what I'm looking forward to. I always carry on about the midfield battles.
Yeah.
It's Collingwood defence versus Adelaide's forwards.
So we have Phil Thorpe, we have Fogarty, and we have Tex Walker. Who are the 3 defenders? You have Houston.
No
Houston.
It won't be Houston.
Okay, so
it'll be
Darcy Moore.
It'll be Jeremy Howe. I would have thought
Jeremy Howarth.
And I think does Maynard maybe take a tall?
He can play tall.
Will he take a tall?
I don't know. But is there any other tools? I reckon it'll be Houston, bro. Houston would take the smallest of the 3.
I don't think so. They'll get Houston a bit higher to run off from half back. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Maynard does that role, but I think he might go to a tall.
But then who's going to play in Rochelle and Rankin?
Well, yeah, they've got Quainer down there.
Yeah. How's his fragrance going?
I don't know. Ask those boys if he smells good.
Hey, I don't hate it because I've done some shit, which is like embarrassing. That was whack.
Yeah, I don't know about
and it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny on fucking Cornsey saying that.
I've heard he's got an ultimate. I mean, I've seen the ultimate collection, but obviously I know a few boys that played at that team.
Yeah.
and he's got something over like $3,000 worth of cologne, maybe even more.
Isn't he signing a big deal or dropping his own shit?
I think he might be dropping his own.
I've heard he's going to drop some. That's why he's pumping up all his fragrance.
Drop some in here. If you drop your own, mate, we'll give it a smell because you know what they say.
Yeah, you know what they say?
Look good, smell good, podcast good. Apparently.
Oh, hey, Rankin. Oh, what's his name?
Quaynor.
Send us some shit. If you make something, I'll wear it. I love free stuff. I'll wear the hell out of it and pump you up.
Yeah. So and then you got Neil Bullen and Keys.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
So that part of the ground I'll be loving to watch.
Yeah, but I reckon the Collingwood midfield is just too good.
Too good?
And they'll get back to help.
Yeah.
All you could do is stop their entries. Like last week, entries galore.
Yeah.
I reckon you just got to get those middies in there just doing their thing, baby. But that is a big game. I'm excited for
Huge.
that.
It's at the G.
If Adelaide win this, I'm putting a little bit of money on them, I reckon.
What, for the flag?
No, not the flag.
Till for top 4.
Just for top 4 or something.
Nice.
Shit.
Yeah, not the flag.
I don't know what the betting odds are, but if they knock them off, it's pretty good, Mark.
They need one against Collingwood.
It would be
They've
nice.
been hard done by. They need one.
Right in front of me.
That's
and
the
then
one.
we have, there's not many other good games on because, it is what it is. But this team, it's Lions who are first on the ladder, just come off a draw against the Kangaroos. They're playing Demons who are 15th. I feel like the Demons are going to be like, hey, they can, if they bleed, you can kill them.
Oh, yeah. And they pushed the Lions right to the final minute last year at the Gabba. And in four finals.
That wasn't lights out.
No, that wasn't lights out. So there's a little bit with these two clubs. They're a bit of an old rivalry.
That's what I was going to say.
They always got the better.
In our first finals pushed together, they were always like just a little bit better than us.
They were, and they obviously went on to win a granny, but then the tables turned.
Yeah, drastically.
So
we beat them down there at the MCG, but we couldn't win any games down there. We beat them.
So last year, Hugh McCluggage from the boundary, goal, wins the game. He's all class.
Talk to me, baby.
So they know they can beat the Lions at the Gabba.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely can.
Yeah.
Because they've lost there this year.
And we say it all the time, Melbourne look good on paper.
They did, mate. That's what pisses me off.
They look awesome.
That's why I'm annoyed.
I say to Fullo all the time. I'm on COD with him. I say, like, what's going on? And then we always say, but you just look good on paper. I always
say this. If I'm looking at team lists, I'm like, fuck, our team's stacked.
Yes.
Can't win a game.
Their midfield, you could say, is like,
best.
Right up there.
Probably the best in the AFL when they're firing. But do you reckon you'll see this guy tag again? And if he does, who?
Ooh,
Mr. Oliver.
Yeah.
If he plays, he's playing. I don't know.
Oh, he'd be playing.
Well, didn't it say he was having a week off some shit? Because I said,
was that this week?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
but
if he plays.
If he plays, he'd have to go to Neil because you'd have to look at what North did.
Yeah.
And, they sort of clamped him.
Yeah. Well, they definitely did. His numbers say that.
His numbers say that.
Yeah.
Because he's such a prolific ball winner.
Well, yeah. If you stop Neil, you stop Lions. Everyone thinks that, but it's not
real. It's not true.
It's not true, but.
So McCluggage is going as well. So
he's firing.
He is firing.
Yeah.
And
if he doesn't get his first jacket this year, I'll eat my fucking hat.
And he's really started going. He's only had an interrupted preseason, so he's got a good back in the season to look forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would think he goes to Neil if he tags.
Yep.
If he tags. I can't believe we're even talking about this.
I'd love to see it though. But as I said, I wanted to see him still win the Nurry.
But
beat him 1-on-1, which is very tough.
I want to say something about Lockie Neal. He handles a tag so well and bounces back like incredibly well. And I don't know how much help
he would have hated that game.
Yeah, he would. He would. I don't know how much help he gets around the ground.
He doesn't.
I'm not sure, but
from memory,
he bounces back incredibly well.
That's why people loved you playing.
Yeah,
they kept pushing for you to play because they're like, oh, this guy.
I love blocking.
He was just Mr. Blockworth.
I loved it.
But yeah,
I knew the boys would have my back. So that's a big one. And I know the D's think they would believe they could beat the Lions after the Gabba.
Of course, man. I would. They're going to have some belief.
But yeah, I'm looking for the Lions to bounce back from this one and
100%.
get a really big win at home.
They'd be embarrassed on the weekend, but they're ready to go. All right, Resource, that is it. Let's get into the quick tips, my guy. And by quick, I mean rapid fire quick.
Yes, rapid fire, bro. This is where it just gets out of hand.
Baby. All right, first game, Showtime, baby. It is the Gold Coast Suns versus Hawthorn.
First knockout blow. Go the Hawks.
No, I'm going Suns, baby.
Ooh.
All right, Sydney Swans versus Colton at Swannies. Go home ground.
I'm going Carlton.
I'm going with Swans, man. I know. It is what it is.
You keep tipping them.
I know, and I keep losing.
You keep tipping them.
I don't want to keep playing these games because I keep losing at them.
I keep losing at them.
But yeah, all right. We got Saturday. It is Collingwood versus Adelaide at the MCG.
I'm going the Pies. They're going to get some big names back after a rest. They'll be fresh. They're at home with the Army.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pies too, but I hope the Crows can win. Yep. I really do. All right, we got the Stankass Port Adelaide versus the Geelong Footy Club on Adelaide Oval.
Geelong.
Yeah, the Cats, mate. All right, we got Giants versus Fremantle over Engie Stadium.
Giants. Coming off a big win.
Yeah, Giants. Yep, all right. We got Bulldogs versus Essendon at Marvel.
Ooh, this is
6th versus 9th. It's actually really good. I don't know.
That should have been probably in the best game, but Bulldogs.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm going Bulldogs too. That should have definitely.
That's going to be a ripper
because they're not far off Essendon.
No, they're knocking.
All right, we got another battle of the bitches.
Oh,
yeah, it's Richmond versus North at the MCG, and hey, I probably can't say that about Richmond anymore. They're 16th, North 17th. And North just drew with the Premiers.
I'll go North only because of that fact. North. Please bring that form over.
I'm going North too.
Please bring that form into this game.
Yeah, they won't because they did it before.
Because if you can do that, you'll beat Richmond.
They don't know how to win.
No, they actually don't. They're getting closer. They know they got a draw, so they might know how to win. They might get a win.
Yeah, true. All right, we got Lions versus Melbourne at the Gabatoir, the Fortress.
Yeah, the Lions.
Mate, that's for sure. All right, we have the Eagles versus St Kilda at Optus Stadium.
St Kilda.
Yeah, this could be the danger game. That's what I'm saying. I'm going Saints. That could be the danger game. I reckon Eagles. That could, like, at home, like,
I'm sorry, but every time you play the Eagles is a danger game because it's embarrassing if you lose.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's dangerous. But that's a quick tips, mate. What did we do last week? I think you had 6, right?
Yeah.
6.
I think I just got you by 1, so I might be leading by 2 at the moment.
I love this.
But that is round 10, everyone. Thank you very much.
We got Cal Archie in the building. He's just rocking up.
We are going back to back. Thank you to our major sponsor, Joey Fortune, throwing out those hard questions as always. We love you. This is the reason we do the podcast for you guys. Thank you, Joey. So we're out.
Yeah. Peace out. Let's go do this shit with Cal. Stay tuned for his episode next week or something.